Hi everyone, Steve Carmichael from MembershipSiteManiac.com, and welcome back to the next module in how to build a fully functional membership website in 2 hours or less. This is a free tutorial out on our website where we walk you through the complete steps on how to build a complete membership site that's working from concept all the way up until the point where you're ready to start accepting paying customers. And in this module, I'm going to cover how to configure WordPress for search engine optimization, as well as a couple other minor settings that you want to go ahead and make now, why it's appropriate, before we start installing themes and plugins and our membership software. So here I am on the site that I'm using to demonstrate the installation and creation of the membership site that we're creating in this series, and it's marathontrainingclinic.com. And as you notice, this is the default theme that is installed in WordPress. In our last module, this is where we installed. In our last module, we installed WordPress on our account, and in this module, I'm going to show you how to log into the back end again and make these settings. So to get to your back end again, it's /wp-admin. So you'll enter your domain name /wp-admin, hit enter. And then this is where we'll use the credentials that were created when we set the account up the first time. And we'll go ahead and we'll log in, and this gets us to our dashboard. Now, the areas that I want to specifically point out is we're going to come back to this in a section. This is where we would do our posts, upload pictures, links, create pages, so on, and the appearance and plugins. We'll come back and demonstrate those later when we install our themes and plugins. What I want to concentrate on first is the users section. So go to users, all users, and you should see your admin account that was set up when you signed up for and installed WordPress. So we'll click on the edit button, and what we want to do here is we want to make sure that our name, first name, last name, and information is filled out. And there's two things we want to hear. I like to not use the word admin when I display my post publicly on WordPress. So I'm going to use drop down box. You have a choice of using your first name or a combination. I'm going to go ahead and choose first and last name. You can choose whatever you want there. If you want to change and add another name, you can just change and create a new nickname. But the biggest thing we want to do here is, instead of using that password that came when the account was set up, we want to go ahead and set up a new password, something that's a little more easier to remember, and that's what I'm doing now. So once we enter our new password, we're going to hit update profile, and that will update our profile. The next thing we want to do is go under settings, and I'm going to walk through a few of the settings that we're going to want to change. And the first one we want to do is go under general, and we want to make sure our site title is correct. You can leave the tagline here. You would use this if you're going to put in a short line about what your site's about. The next thing I want to do is address the WordPress address and the site URL. Currently, you'll notice there's not a www here. What I want to do is I want to go ahead and add www dot before each of these. And then I want to make sure that my time zone is set up correctly. In area I'm at, it's UTC -5. And then make sure those time sets are fine. So I'm just going to hit save changes. Now when I do this, you're going to notice it kicks me out. And it kicks me out because I need to log in again. So I'm going to log in this time with the new password that I just changed. Now I'm back in. Okay, so we just did under settings, we just took care of the general settings. We're going to click on writing, and at this point we're just going to go ahead and leave the defaults here. We'll come back to this in a later post or a later module, but we want to go to reading, and what we want to do is we want to set our front page displays to our latest post, which is already there. If you were going to create a static page, which you may or may not want to do, right now we'll just leave this blank, but click syndication feeds. I usually like bumping that up to 50. and just so that my RSS feeds have more posts in them. And then I like to change it from full text to summary displayed. Once you do that, you can hit save changes and go on to the next one. Discussion will skip, media will skip, privacy will skip. The next important one, and this is probably the most important setting you can set on your website, is go to permalinks. And if you notice, when the default comes up, it has this question mark P equals 1, 2, 3. And this is really a format that pages are just given numbers. And as you can see, there's not a lot of keywords in here. In fact, there's none. And so what we want to do is make it so that our URL structure more accurately represents something that's more English readable. And so what I like to do is I'll click post name. And when I click post name, that means if I do a blog post on something called, how to run faster, it will actually create a URL that's www.marathontrainingclinic.com/how to run faster. And that how to run faster is very important for your site SEO because it helps Google and other search engines classify what's in your URL by putting your keywords for that article in there. So that's all we need to do on this screen. We'll hit save changes, and then we'll go back to the dashboard by clicking on the dashboard link. And then at this point, we are all set up and ready to go. In our next module, we'll start with installing our theme.